looking at why they're doing it. I think everyone has a why. You just really got to just sometime help people to, of course, bring that out.
In your experience, how pivotal is self-belief in shaping long-term success, not just in a career, but in life as a whole?
I think self-belief is everything because it, once again, starts in your head space. And if you really get that right, because you're certainly going to have a lot of people in your life will be telling you that you cannot do that. But at the end of the day, if your inner voice tells you that you really can, I think that's where it really starts.
Can you take me back to the moment you first had to back yourself, before there was any real evidence that you could do it? What made you choose belief over doubt in that moment?
Yeah, I would take that to more like when I started my career. So I was working in a property management department as a property officer. That was more like just being in the industry for like 3 to 4 months. And I decided to get into sales. My boss at the time told me that I cannot do sales. He had a 25 plus years experience, and he told me that I will not even survive in the sales in the industry more than 3 months. But now look back and I look at the first thing which came is again the self-belief, and here we are till today. I mean, you know what? I think that's where it all started, and believing in myself has certainly sort of helped me right at the beginning of my career and even today.
How do you build belief on the days when results, confidence, or motivation just aren't there?
I think just looking at your wins throughout the career, and of course, you really got to look at the purpose. And if your purpose is clear, why you're really doing what you're doing, you certainly sort of reflect back and you lift yourself up straight away. I mean, that's personally for myself. Always been sort of reflecting on the wins, as well as, spending some time with my girls. And then that actually sort of builds that purpose. And then if I'm sort of going through the hard time, just literally within seconds, within minutes, that literally would lift me up.
What's the hardest challenge you've ever had to push through? And how did that experience reshape the belief of what you're capable of?
The hardest challenge, I mean, of course, if I talk about both on the personal level, last year running the full marathon, where I really thought I will not be able to really do that. But then I think, yes, I practice and, always just picturizing the day, me finishing the run, and just sort of having that in my mind every day, and then, practicing, and that sort of leads to finishing. From the professional side of it, I think, once again, starting into sales, a lot of things were holding back. Either it's not having experience in sales, or not knowing anyone in the marketplace where I was really starting. My boss at the time was telling me, hey, look, you're not going to be able to survive in sales. But then I really had to back myself. And then that really sort of helped me throughout my career.
Do you have a deeper purpose that drives you? And how does that shape the way you show up, train, and perform every single day?
So I follow a guy named Robin Sharma. One day I was listening to his story on the social media, where his father, who was nearly 90 years of age, and he was a doctor, he was a general practitioner. He asked his father that, Dad, why do you do this while you don't really need money, particularly at that stage of life? And then his father responded back to him and said, son, my patients really need me. And I always look at it the same way that, I tell myself that, hey, my vendors, the clients in the community really need me. And that really keeps me going every day.
How do you lead others to believe in themselves, especially on the days that they're struggling to see it?
I think looking at their potential rather than the limitations is something that would really help them. And of course, looking at why they're doing it. I think everyone has a why. You just really got to just sometime help people to, of course, bring that out, and really sitting down with them, having that conversation. And one thing I think we all lack a lot within the industry is not having the deeper conversation with either your people sort of working with or just within the industry that I think just reaching out to someone, having that conversation certainly will really help you to get out of that situation.
Looking back on your journey, what role has belief played in getting you to where you are today? And what advice would you give to somebody who's still trying to build that belief in themselves?
I think belief has been pretty much everything for me. For me, it's rather I would sort of look at the progression rather than the perfection. is one thing that I would really say there.